So before we get going, just wanted to let you know that, as this semester progresses, we'll realize that we're all kind of joining each other's lives much more than in the past, where we would meet in this neutral place of a classroom. So I don't mind cattails walking past the screen, or, kids running up, or whatever. I'm sure you'll see mine. So this is what life is like now. So we're in this. But it is nice to see you guys. It's very difficult to kind of create a community when 90% of us are behind a screen, or behind a blocked out screen. So if at all possible, I don't want to invade your privacy or anything like that, but if at all possible, through the semester, if we can, for this one day of the week, to actually come in together face to face, to say, so that we're seeing each other and communicating and asking questions and creating that community that we would have created in the classroom. Okay, the rest of the time, obviously, it's going to be asynchronous. So. All right, so well, let's get going. Welcome to everybody. I will record, just to give you a heads up, I will record these particular sessions. I am getting at, I'm kind of taking what my experience has been over the last few months and generalizing that to everybody else. So my experience and more, but my experience that I'm talking about is the fact that the world just went boom, and everything that used to be predictable is no longer predictable. And the kinds of schedules that we were used to and knowing what's going to happen next week or the week after that are a luxury now. So that is one of the reasons that I set up the course the way I did, in that most of the work is actually going to be asynchronous on your time, whenever it is realistic, convenient, or just appropriate for you guys to work on it. Okay, so that was the reasoning why much of this course is going to be asynchronous, and it's going to be you interacting with videos I've made or videos some other people have made, because I always try to bring other voices into the class as well. But I think it's important for us to touch base once a week. So for the September, October, it'll be on Wednesdays, and then November, December, it'll be on Mondays. I think that's important for us to come together and talk and ask questions or brainstorm and just kind of still create that community, because education is a community, is a team sport. There is no way to do that in solitude, and it's something that we really need to dive into right away. So if you are not able to come to the face-to-face meeting, I'm sorry, not face-to-face, to the live meetings, on Wednesday or Monday, then I will record it so that you can catch up on it and take a look. Also, during these meetings, there may be some announcements, so that I want to do kind of in person. All this vocabulary, right? It's like no longer true, that I want to do live, and but you can look back through and take notes on or whatever, so that you can really fully participate when we're in the meeting together. So that's kind of the structure. So those will be posted on our teams. So, but I have a lot of kind of technology and structure stuff to talk to you about today, and this is going to be the task for this week, is for us to set our world up in which we can function and communicate and create and learn. Okay, so then on Monday, or I guess Tuesday, with the asynchronous stuff, we will have more conversations about mathematics and mathematics education and those. But for this week, imagine we're just trying to make sure that all of our technology is set up and you know where our resources are. Unlike some classes where it's going to be between Zoom and Blackboard, we are going to be reaching out to a lot of different places and a lot of different technology, because that's the world you are going to be living in when you are teaching. And especially now that you're going to, technology is not going to go away. When you are in your own classrooms, you're going to be using technology. So I want to expose you to some of these different tools that are available, and therefore we'll be using a lot of stuff. And that's why I think we need a couple of days to kind of orient ourselves in this world. Okay. So that's going to be the focus, and then we'll get into the education and the mathematics in the next week. So just a little bit about me. My name is Paulina Sabinin. I am a faculty in the math department. I joined Bridgewater in 2011. My background is actually rather um, um, non-traditional. Let's put it this way. My undergraduate and my master's are actually in cancer research and microbiology, at which point a professor asked me to teach a class in mathematics, and I fell in love with it. So I did my doctorate in mathematics education. And especially what I loved is I loved working with and figuring out how kids think about things before we mess them up with all the societal rules and restrictions and limitations. So that's what I love. I love in this time frame, in this age frame that we are all looking at, that elementary school is where the kids are most free, most creative, most ingenious, and so it's really fun to try to get into their heads and try to figure out what's going on and try to support them. So that's what got me really excited. So I did my doctorate at BU, Boston University, and then I joined Bridgewater in 2011. So I do the teaching, these courses, 112, 113, 114. I also do consulting in the schools because that keeps me honest and engaged in the current education, rather than what was happening when I was directly involved in it. So, and I have a 7-year-old who is literally going through all of this on himself right now. So we can certainly have conversations about, the little guinea pigs that we may or may not have next to us as we are going through this. So if you have kids that in the household, or kids that that you can talk to about some of these mathematics that we're doing, that's awesome. Bring that back. We'll talk about it. We really want this to be real and want it to be as real as possible and want it to connect to the kids. So there are a couple of things that I want to say before I'll send you off into your teams. First of all, is that it is a brand new world, but we are in it together. What I'd like to see is us becoming a community where we are judgment-free and we are exploring. And we are here, we are working as colleagues, you and me and you with each other. We're trying to explore and discover and learn what's out there and how we do the best we can by the kids. So everything we do is about the kids. It's not about me, it's not about you. Every conversation is going to be about the kids and what's better for them educationally, or in terms of content, or in terms of social emotional. It's all going to be about the kids. Okay. So when we work in a community, everybody matters. And in fact, it's not that everybody just matters, that we can't leave people behind, is that we need the variety of thoughts and experiences and ideas and feelings and approaches. That's how we create the best understanding. So when we're talking about, when we're talking about diversity, to me, it's that idea that the more ways we have to look at something, the better we can figure it out and the better we can learn. Okay, so if you have an idea that is different from the way I am solving something, or your partner solving something, or you see something in the class, in the video, we need to hear from you, because that's what makes us understand stuff better. We need those different views. Okay, so if you're thinking differently in some experiences we may have had, said, oh, that's not how I'm thinking, I wonder if I'm wrong, and you kind of step away, right? In this case, if you're thinking differently, I want you to engage and lean in and actually share what you're thinking. Whether you're sure that it's correct or not, it's going to give us insight into a different connection with mathematics or with students. Okay, does that make sense? So it's really what I'd like to do is for us to focus on teasing apart this world of math in all of its beauty and different approaches and strategies. Okay, and that's how we're going to be focusing for the whole semester. The reason we do that is because when you are in a second, third grade classroom, kids aren't we haven't yet had time to program them into the societally appropriate thinking, right? They are creative. They're coming at us from all different ways, and they are still free, and they're still excited about their own way of thinking. So they're going to be throwing at us all these different approaches, and we need to be able to try to make sense of them. So that's how we're going to be using this class, is to get that practice of let's think about it in different ways and connect all of these things into an understanding. Right? Do you see the difference? I'm not going to teach you a particular method and say, we're going to go do it this way. And you get marked wrong if you don't do it my way, right? That we're going to move away from that as quickly as possible and as far as possible. We're creating this common construct, common understanding from all the different aspects and experiences in our lives. And that can be about math, that can be about students, that can be about the bigger picture of whatever is going on outside of this course in the world right now. Because everything that's going on in the world right now is impacting the students, the kids. Okay, so we are, we're going to open those conversations up. Okay, do you see what we're trying to create this world where we can really have different kinds of conversations and different kinds of, bring different ideas. So I'm here to help you and all of us prepare to do the best we can by the kids. Okay. I'm not here to pass or fail you. I'm not here to make you feel miserable or not. Honestly, I'm not even here to make you love math. Okay. I can't take that up on myself because I know many of us have had experiences with mathematics that have been traumatizing, and they may take years to get over. If that, what I'm here is to help you engage in a conversation where you see the how ideas are connected and how kids fit into that and how kids see them. You may still be, math may still be your worst enemy. That to me, that's unfortunate, but I'd like you to, in this course, we're still going to engage with it, and we're still going to try to dig into it and make sense of it, and in a way, like dissect it and reconstruct it. What I find is most students actually begin, even if they came in not liking math, they didn't like math because of the way that the way they experienced it. So once you are able to experience in a different way, I find that people warm up to it at the very least. And I hope that happens. But it's certainly, for many of you, my guess is that it's going to be a different experience from what you've had before. Okay. The other thing about this brave new world is the technology, right? So the teachers in the classroom that are already the in-service teachers have been thrown into this insane world that nobody has signed up for, with very little preparation and with very little support on average. So it's something, and I don't think this technology is going to go away. Even when we're back to face-to-face, we're going to be taking some wonderful things from technology and using them to make our teaching better, even face-to-face better. So that's what we want to explore here, right? So I want to see this, I want us to look at this as an exploration rather than, oh, we're stuck here trying to make do with this darn Zoom, right? I want us to play with it and see what's possible, so that when we're out in the classrooms, we can use those things. Okay, make sense? So really kind of, I don't want to begrudge the fact that we're not face-to-face. It's like, oh, okay, it's a brand new world. Let's go explore. Let's play. And as you find something that's really interesting or cool, share it, because we're all trying to learn those new things. Okay. At the same time, we're in the new world. I am going to mess up. You're going to mess up. We're all going to mess up. Something is going to happen. I don't know. I'm sure. Let's help each other out, right? We're not non-judgmentally. It's like, if honestly, I can guarantee you that I will tell you I'll post something and I'll forget to post it. I just need a chat or a text on Teams saying, hey, can you post that thing now? And I'll say, yeah, sure, thanks for reminding me. Okay, I have no qualms about being reminded of things that I'd forgotten to do. None of that, none of the forgetfulness is intentional. It's just too many things, as you know, going on right now. So just please remind me. What I don't want to happen is I don't want something that I've forgotten to stop you from being productive, from productively using your time. Okay, so if one person tells me, then everybody else doesn't. Nobody else has to deal with the fact that has to deal with that error or typo or glitch. Okay. And then the other thing that I mentioned before, again, I'll let you know, is that we are all educators. I don't look at kids as little people learning to become adults. I look at kids as kids with their amazing current experience. So I don't look at you as students who are trying to prepare to be educators. I look at you as people who have chosen the profession of education, and you are now educators. Okay, so now you're just getting more skills and learning to be better at your craft. So as educators, we will talk about details. We will get into details regularly, but we will also talk about concepts. And we will also talk about the big vision and the big picture outside of this world. Speaking of interruptions, just a second. Yeah. Hey, kiddo. You want to say hi to my class? So this is Arlen. Real quick. Okay. Sorry. Oh, can you do that again? Sorry. The tablet times out on a particular app, so I need to allow that. So anyway, we'll engage with big ideas inside and outside. There you go. And outside of class, outside of mathematics, and I'll show you where that is. So let me go and share screen with you to show you where most of our work is going to happen. So this is Teams. You should have received an invitation to Teams in your email. Okay, if you have not, please put in chat that you have not received an invitation. Okay, so we are basing everything not in Blackboard. I'm not going to use Blackboard. We're basing everything in Teams. Okay, Teams is our hub. Teams is where we communicate. Teams is where we get information. Teams is where we do assignments. Teams is where we get our grades. All of that is going to be happening in Teams. Okay. So when you open up your Teams, yours will look something like this. You will see that under Math 114 Fall 2020, you have a general, these are called channels, and you have a place for Q&A, questions and answers. You have a place for glitches and life hacks, okay, and then course hacks. And then you have a place for big picture conversations. So under general is where you'll see most of the conversations, most of the resources. So you're able to post, this is like any kind of social media, really. We can post questions to the class. Do all day. We can post questions to the class. We can find our files. So let me show you a couple of things. First of all, you will see tabs here, the syllabus, the YouTube channel that we have, Edpuzzle, Algeblocks, Manipulatives, and Pearson My Math Lab. Okay, so each one of those, let's click on Algeblocks, is going to take you to a website or a resource. Okay, so this is where our manipulative is, for example. Or if we go to syllabus, whoops, if we go to syllabus, you will see our syllabus in Sway come up, and you can take a look. And you can take a look through the syllabus. It's taking a little bit of time to load. Okay. All right. So all of the information is going to be here. In the syllabus, you can learn, you can figure out when we're meeting. So we are meeting on Wednesdays in September, October. Drop-in hours are Fridays. Drop-in means just come. I'm sitting there with Teams, with Zoom open, just come. Or Mondays 10 to 2 are meetings by appointment. That's usually if you want a one-on-one conversation, or like if you want to come with your group. In November, things change a little bit with the Mondays and Wednesdays. And the textbooks, some of the online links, the course information, philosophy, the access and equity statement, the grading is a standard grading, assessment, take a look through that, right? So just a regular stuff for syllabus with all the links. It's an active document. Questions will come up. So under Q&A are general questions. I do not reserve the right to answer all the questions. Please, if you know an answer to a question that's on here, please go ahead and do that. Okay, it kind of creates the crowdsourcing idea that I may not, it may be a question that other people know the answer to, but I can't answer it for a couple of hours. Go ahead and answer it. I'm not monopolizing the question answering role, please. The glitches and life hacks. This is where if there's a glitch where I've forgotten to post something, or you can't get into Edpuzzle or something like that, ask it here. And then if you know a hack of how to answer that question, how you got around getting into Edpuzzle, or how you figured out how to solve how to get something to work, put the answer there. Okay, does that make sense? So if you're struggling with technology or anything like that, that's where you go to look at what other people have found as glitches and life hacks. And then the big picture conversations. The big picture conversations are anything that has to do with outside of the specific material in this course. So the first, and I may post an image that you can respond to, or we can debate about or talk about. I may post a thought. I may post a link. This part is not a requirement in terms of the assessment for this course. This is just us making this real. Okay, this world is very real. We can't pretend that it doesn't bleed into this course and into education. So this is an opportunity for us to, in a safe place, make it real. My first post that I had today was about the growth zone and the learning zone and in the comfort zone. So we often find ourselves in the comfort zone when we feel safe and in control. And where we want to be as educators and where we want our kids to be is in the learning zone or the growth zone. But if you look at how you can get from comfort zone to any of these zones, right? You see this thing, this orange zone, and that's the fear zone. In order to get into the learning zone and the growth zone, we have to burst through the fear zone. Nobody likes to step outside of their comfort zone. Nobody does that without experiencing fear. It's how we deal with that fear that's important. So how we deal with that lack of self-confidence, or the excuses that come up, or being affected by peer pressure or other people's ideas. You're going to be finding, I promise you that this semester and this course and this lifetime, you will be trying to get from comfort zone to the learning and the growth zone. And I promise you that that fear zone is there. So what I challenge you with is to see past that, keep your eye on the learning and the growth, and burst through that. Sometimes it'll be easier, sometimes it'll be harder. If you need help with this, reach out to me, reach out to your peers, or just close your eyes and hope for the best and burst through. Okay, but it's there. We have to acknowledge that it's there, and I'm respecting the fact that for every single person it is, and I have huge respect for everybody who breaks through that fear zone. Okay, so that's just to open a conversation for the rest of for this week, today, tomorrow. If you have any thoughts on this, please put them in. Let's start a discussion, and see if we can make this a bit, more relevant. So my task for you is to, under general, so first of all, to get into Teams, and under general, under assignments, you will find, if it loads, you will find a fall technology scavenger hunt. Okay, it opens up, and I don't want to show that. There we go. It opens up. You don't have to go through all these steps. It'll open up directly for you. It's just because it's mine. Into a form that'll lead you through a number of steps. So it'll ask you for your full name, which course you're taking, whether you have, and really it's leading you through getting set up in terms of technology for this course. So I have Microsoft 365 on my computer, check these off if you do. I open Microsoft Teams, send an introductory message to the Teams general challenge, just hi, my name is, and I'm from this hometown and there's something interesting. Burning question if you have one on the Q&A, an introductory private chat note with me, because that's how we'll be communicating through Teams, like texting, but through Teams. Found a glitch or life hack if you have one, or big picture discussion channel. Okay, so check them off as you are doing them. Make sure that you're logged in and you've got onto Pearson My Math Lab, where you have access to a textbook, logged into so really just follow through these questions together. You're going to be in a group together and work through them to make sure that you've done all of these things. Okay, once you're done, you can submit it. All right, make sense? Some of these things are links, so you can go directly from here to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Some of them will take a millisecond. Literally follow that link, click subscribe, and you're done. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna get back to you guys, and I will break you out into groups, okay? And with that group, what I'd like you to do is introduce yourself, try to work together, help each other, figure out where everybody is, set up the teams, but you're working together on this task, okay? You have until Sunday night to finish up setting all of this up, okay? So if you want to just start working together for a little bit and then break apart and do your own thing, that's fine. If you want to set, I'd really urge you to get to know people, right, in the class, and set up a time. Hey, let's get back together tonight at, I don't know, after dinner, and see if we can figure the rest of these out. Okay, make sense? All right. I'm not a fan of like everybody has to win the race on their own. We get there by helping each other out. Okay, and working together. Questions. We have some questions in chat. Let me add. I don't have invite to Teams. Okay, so if you are able to change your, so some of you are asking that things are displaying, your name is displaying differently from how you want it displaying, you can go to the top of your screen of your own picture and click on the triple dot and rename. So when you get in, you can always do that. Okay, if you want to be, if you don't want your full name, or if you just want to have a nickname in there. And I see a bunch of you not having gotten the invite. That was sent to your Bridgewater email, and it would have come from Teams. Okay, so take a look and see if you can find it. If not, send me an email requesting it, and I'll send you a code. Okay, so I'm going to break you guys up into groups. I'm going to stay in the main group. If you guys need to see me or have a question, on the bottom right, you can leave the group, return to the main room, okay, and then go back to your group. If you guys are working on your own, that's great. You have a task, work together, get it done, and let me know if you get stuck anywhere, okay? Once you have Teams set up, the best way to reach me is through our Teams group or through chat, which is just a private conversation. Okay, breaking you up into, let's say, groups of 3, into 6. Yep. All right, ready? Okay, I probably will not see you today. I will see you guys on Friday if you come by the drop-in hours, or next Wednesday. All right, and have fun with the rest of the first day.